Every season, there's NBA players who have a sizable jump in production. Oftentimes, these players are third-year guys who make what's called the third-year leap. Last season, the best example of a third-year leap was Pascal Siakam, who went from being a role player getting by on hustle to arguably the second best player on a championship-winning team. This uptick in production made Siakam the NBA's most improved player in 2019. Before the season started, the third-year forward was on nobody's radar to win that award. His third-year development took the entire NBA by surprise, and in the 2019-2020 season, there is likely to be another player who has an unexpected third-year jump. Predicting the unexpected does mean going out on a limb. When trying to predict an unexpected third-year leap, you have to analyze a number of factors which could foreshadow that, but don't come close to guaranteeing it. Yet, I'm still going to go out on that limb with some confidence, as when looking for similarities with Siakam, it's impossible for me to look past Zach Collins. Siakam and Collins had very similar situations in their second seasons. Both were the first bigs off the bench for contending teams, and they were noted as hustle players and defenders. For their second seasons, both players were also very similar statistically. Siakam played 21 minutes per game and averaged 7 points, 4.5 rebounds, on 51% shooting from the field and 22% from 3. He had a true shooting percentage of 55%. Collins played 18 minutes per game and averaged 6.5 points, 4 rebounds, on 47% shooting, and 33% from 3, and he had a true shooting percentage of 56%. Offensively, it's hard to argue that Siakam had a better second season than Zach Collins. Siakam does bring an element of playmaking and ball handling that Collins doesn't possess, but Collins was more efficient in his second season and had a slightly higher rate of scoring per 36 minutes. This was despite Collins playing on one of the slowest paced teams in the entire NBA. Defensively, Siakam is a more versatile defender who can hang with multiple positions on the perimeter, but Zach Collins is much more of a shot blocker. Collins' regular season numbers haven't showcased his shot blocking ability yet, as he's only gotten 1.5 blocks per 36 minutes for his career. However, in the 2019 postseason, Collins came into his own in that regard as he blocked 2.9 shots per 36 minutes, and he was a key defensive piece in Portland's Western Conference Finals run. Collins is not an athletic big by any means, but he's able to get off the ground quickly. And that, combined with his instincts and ability to be in the right place defensively, and that's what gives him some tremendous shot blocking potential. What gave Siakam the chance to become the NBA's most improved player in 2019 was an increase in his role. Siakam went from getting that 21 minutes per game off the bench to being Toronto's starting power forward and averaging 32 minutes per game. This summer, Portland's GM Neil Olshey carved out a similar path for Zach Collins, allowing previous starting power forward Al-Farouq Aminu to sign with the Orlando Magic. This should open up some starting power forward minutes for Collins, and given Portland's lack of quality backup power forward options, Collins should be able to see at least 30 minutes per game. Now, in order to achieve that, Collins will have to get his foul trouble under a little bit more control. Throughout his career, Collins has been plagued with foul issues, but I think he's gotten the short end of the stick on many calls as a young player who didn't yet have the reputation as a rim protector. In his third year, I think Collins will get calls in his favor, which will allow him to approach that 30 minutes per game benchmark. Another factor in Siakam's improvement was a huge uptick in three-point shooting, going from 22% on 1.6 attempts per game in year 2 to 37% on 2.7 attempts per game in year 3. Comparing their three-point shooting in year 2, and Collins is already ahead of Siakam, as last season Collins shot 33% on 1.6 attempts per game. Given Siakam's uptick in three-point production and what I think is Collins' easily repeatable shooting form, a 37 to 38% three-point shooting season from Collins wouldn't surprise me at all. Siakam also improved his free throw shooting from 62 to 78%, but Collins shot 75% last season, so free throw shooting isn't much of a problem for him. From inside the arc, Siakam shot around 60% in both his second and third seasons. Collins doesn't do quite as well, as he shot 46% from 2 his rookie year and 53% from 2 in his second year. However, I think this is something that actually bodes well for Collins' improvement going into year 3, as he showed some obvious progress in year 2, but still has a lot of room left to grow in terms of finishing around the rim and knocking down mid-range jumpers. We've gone over 2 of the ingredients for Siakam's substantial improvement, and those were an uptick in minutes and an uptick in efficiency. The third and final ingredient for Siakam was an uptick in shot volume. Using per 36 minutes to account for the differential in minutes, Siakam went from shooting 10.7 field goals and 1.9 free throws in year 2 to shooting 13.4 field goals and 4.3 free throws in year 3. Collins had a similar shot volume in his second year as he shot 10.6 field goals per 36 and 3.3 free throws. Now that Collins will be Portland's starting power forward, he should have an uptick in shot volume playing off of Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. For years, defenses have loaded up on Portland's backcourt and made the Blazers starting forwards beat them. These starting forwards were Maurice Harkless and Al-Farouq Aminu, two defensive-minded players who would only shoot wide-open threes or shots around the rim. I think Collins already has a more complete offensive game than either of those players, as Collins has the highest ceiling as a three-point and mid-range shooter, and Collins has more potential as a finisher inside due to his size as a 7-footer. Collins has also shown flashes of a floater and a low-post game. Last season, Aminu and Harkless averaged around 10 field goals per 36. As a more complete offensive player, it's not hard to fathom Collins getting around 13 shots per 36, which is the same volume of shots that Siakam had last season. Zach Collins has all the ingredients to have a Siakam-like improvement next year. He already has the ability to make a huge impact on the defensive end. He'll have the same role increase that Siakam saw last season. Playing off of Portland's backcourt more than he has in the past will get Collins better shot opportunities, and those will only help his efficiency. And given how much teams have loaded up on Portland's backcourt in the past, he should get a lot of them. Obviously, Siakam's skill level improved a lot as well, but Siakam was a 24-year-old going into his third season. Collins is still only 21 years old, so I do expect a similar jump in skill level to Siakam. The national media scene is undervaluing the Blazers going into this season, and the lack of attention given to Zach Collins I think is a big reason why. He's a very exciting player to watch, and he's primed to have a breakout season. So anyway, that's a wrap for this video. Leave me a comment below letting me know what you think Zach Collins will do in year 3. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This has been Tori. I'll see you later. Peace out. Go Blazers.